Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very special episode of Adventure Maidens. Ooh, ghost noises. Hey, if you couldn't tell from the vibe, the overlay, and the music, welcome. This is our Halloween bonus episode. Yes, it's the first one we've done for favor. So now all the ghosts and goblins... Ghosts. It's a new special kind of fae / goblin. Slash,
no, it's a
ghost.
It's specifically a goose ghost.
It's a
and
goose
ghost. It runs after you and snaps and honks at you.
So the chicken hut is haunted. Every year at Halloween, just flocks of bird ghosts, just swarm around it. So. You're welcome. So
terror's most foul.
Yeah. No. Oh no. That's too early. But anyway, hey everybody, we're the Venture Maidens. We're a D&D actual play 5th edition stream that converts to a podcast. So usually, we're diving through a big old story. We just recently wrapped up arc 1 of our ongoing show. So we're stepping away from that a little bit to do something extra special for you because we're all Halloween sluts. So we got to do it. We got to do a scary, fun episode for you all. So this episode will not super contain spoilers from the rest of the campaign other than like using the characters and stuff. So you should be free to enjoy this. Welcome. Hey, we're so excited you're here. But yeah, thanks everybody so much for joining us. Tonight, I will be your dungeon master, Celeste Cornelich.
Hello. I felt like I had to follow it up with a voice.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Katie.
It's good. I like it.
I guess I'll bring back Bouvery's Sath.
Yes.
Your drow rogue.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Nassim, and I'm playing your half-orc fighter, Tony Silvertail.
And I am Sage, and tonight I will be playing Aoife Flannery.
Who has a cold, I guess.
I know, Aoife, you're sick. We can get you some tea, girl. Tony's got that herbalism kit now. Yeah. Let's go hook his sister up.
Hook it up.
Your beautiful bod.
Yes. Ooh, yes. So tonight, in the tradition of Halloween bonus episodes past, we are using our characters from the ongoing campaign, but we're stepping a little bit outside of time for this episode. So this episode doesn't immediately follow, the events of last episode. This probably happened at some point, maybe before, those last few very dramatic episodes where we went into a dwelling and such. But yeah, so this is just happening at some point in that time. But yeah, so it's going to be good. Content warnings for this episode. We're just putting our normal body horror tag up there because indeed it is a Halloween episode. So what is Halloween without a little gore and such? But that, I think, is the only content warning. I guess maybe cult stuff is another content warning. So there you go. If we
discover some more, I'll update the Moobot channel warning to reflect the ones that you can expect.
Wonderful.
So read that little thing in the chat.
Just read the little thing in the chat because Celeste, imagination cannot be contained. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, hell yeah. We ready to get like Halloween up in her?
Please, thank you.
Oh, I'm ready. My body is ready. Good. Okay. Well, before we can do that, we've got to set the scene a little bit. So y'all have been traveling in the chicken hut for a while. You are at the point where you figure it out. You know how it all works. You've done this ritual to bond yourselves to the house. So the events of this game are going to happen on one of those occasions. Perhaps you're somewhere in the mortal realm, visiting someone or doing something. And we are going to be coming back to the chicken house at the very top of this adventure. So let's all decide where were we as a group? Like where have we been in the mortal realm? What have we been up to that we're coming back from?
Visiting Frida?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you've been to Chasiana before. Clearly Frida's helped you out, done you some solid. So yeah, we could certainly be in
Party
Chasiana.
night.
Yeah.
Ma!
What were you doing? Were you coming, visiting for an autumnal holiday? Because it is that time of, maybe of year. Or are you just like getting some business done? Like, what were you up to?
I think if there's an autumnal holiday
Yeah.
and Frida has met the rest of my traveling companions, there's just simply no fucking way that they're not getting
Not
invited
to
over
every
for a family
single
dinner.
holiday gathering. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Knowing that Aoife loves to craft, I feel like Frida would be like, yeah, make some cute decorations for the restaurant so that we can put up.
Hell yeah. Oh, you're cutting like little paper thing or, making, oh my God, signature doilies that have little pumpkin faces and stuff and like little bats and caught spider webs.
Oh my gosh. Yes, little doily jack-o'-lantern faces. Hell yeah.
Maybe you were
Hell yeah.
commissioned to do that specifically. Very cool. All right. So yeah, you've been working with Frida and, you've had a great week because I think a lot of these celebrations turn into much longer affairs than that. So it's been good. You've got a lot of time with Frida. You're taking care of some last minute things before you probably head back out with the chicken hut, pursuing your next bounty or what have you. So you all are coming back laden with gifts, I would imagine. So Frida would have loaded you up with leftovers, cookies, things of that variety as you were coming back and preparing to wind down the night. Basically in the chicken hut. And Rook is, following along behind you. She's there as well, holding a lot of stuff with her. She's probably in her 20s or so around this point. So just totally loaded up, doing that bro thing where it's like, I'm going to carry way too much. And you, where have you...
every grocery trip,
every
would
grocery...
rather die than make a second trip.
Will not be making a second trip, or you can fucking no, absolutely not. So where have you parked the chicken hut? Out of curiosity. Kind of in that same
now that we
field
have
outside, or closer, or.
Yeah. Now that we have the food cart and everything where we can just load up all of our stuff, we probably just use that for transportation because my Fago is swole as fuck.
Yeah.
So
yeah, even more
I'm gonna
obnoxious
tweet
that
that
Rook,
right now.
that Rook is carrying stuff because you have a cart. So it's why?
just
Something to prove. Oh yes, describe for us your goat again. Please, just one more time. The horror that is your goat, because that's a good way to segue into Halloween, I feel like.
Yeah, it's so if you just look at it from afar, you're like, wow, how cute, because it's this massive horse-sized green goat that has kind of vegetation and little plants blooming off of it. But it just has the world's most massive udder that nearly drags on the floor, and it wears a little hat and shawl, but when you get up close you realize it has the most human eyes you've ever seen in your life.
So its face is just a
beautiful.
little too fucking human. I imagine that thing, this forest spirit and Princess Mononoke, where you're like, oh cool, it's a cool deer, and then you're like, no, as it looks at you with the human face. So yes, so you are carting your way out to the field outside of Chasiana where you've parked this hut, loading up with goodies and everything. And now luckily you've done the ritual, so you can see the hut from afar. So you see it coming up, where it's squatting in the field, and immediately as you approach, you realize that something is wrong. At first it's a little hard to tell, but as you get closer, you can see the door has been it's open, so you can see right into your living room, and you can see damage on it where somebody's maybe forced it in. It also looks like one of the windows has been smashed in the front, and there's just it's otherwise the house is there parked in the middle of the field, but you can see that from about 60 feet away or so.
Oh no, this is bad. Yeah. Without even thinking, Aoife definitely just runs forward in a panic, oh, fucking hell, no way! Rook, how could this happen?
Are you running into the house?
Yeah, she's
Running
gonna run
towards
up
it,
and probably
for sure.
in.
Can I try to react and stop her and be like, we gotta
Yeah.
do this slow?
Yeah. You can definitely, I think you can catch Aoife no problem, considering strength and size, and hold her back. And yeah, you say that, Aoife. Rook is like, that's not possible. No one could see it. Why? How could what? She
mean-
making a lot of noises.
Bartleby, when we saw him last, he did, or Mr. B, I should say, he did know about the hut. That's how we got the ingredients for the ritual. Do you think he maybe sold that information to someone else?
I don't know. I didn't meet this guy, but does that seem like something he would do? Like, I mean, you said he was like a demon of knowledge, but he's just some asshole who's gonna kick in our door? She looks very mad.
Oh, fuck.
Lou has been chewing on like a cookie from a tray that they brought with him this entire time, and she finally swallows and she takes out her knives from her pack and just like a cool hand flip thing. She's like, no one breaks into our home.
I love this, Lou. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Here for this, Lou.
Yeah, Tony's taken out her sword and shield and will try to lead the way into the house, having everyone at least beside her or if not behind her.
Yeah. And Rook will definitely, finally like lug all the shit into the cart and like enough to get her crossbow out, and crank that bad boy up. So you start to like stalk towards the house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll be sneaky.
Sneaky.
Actually, here's a question for you for like a meta question. Can we look inside the windows, or are they like...
Yeah. So to you, it looks like a normal house.
Okay. All right.
And looking at it, I mean, from the outside, you can see that one of the windows has absolutely been shattered, which gives you an even better view inside.
Yeah. Even we'll
Is the
go around the
glass-
perimeter. Sorry, go ahead.
Is the glass from the shattered window outside? Do we see debris outside?
Yes. You see that the door, I'll just give that to you. You see that the door has been kicked in, clearly, like it's swinging inside and the damage is on the outside of the door. But the glass is laying on the field on the outside, like something shot out from inside.
Interesting.
Continue, Sage, sorry.
Yeah, no. And so Ifo, while Tony and Lou are going in towards the front, Ifo is gonna split around to the back and try and peek into the windows.
Okay. Yeah. So I think as you will slow down and kind of creep up, and Aoife, you're going around to like get a better view of what's inside. I think all of you would see probably at the same time, like as you're looking into the living room of this house, it is wrecked. Somebody has toppled over furniture. Things have been like torn apart. Things have been like scattered on the floor, like bookshelves, and knickknacks are like scattered across the floor. The door's open, so some wind has blown through, and like ash from the fireplace is just scattered over everything. It looks like a goddamn mess. Like somebody ransacked your fucking house. But that's all you can tell, like kind of from the outside. And yeah, again, Tony, you can confirm that. Like it looks like somebody definitely forced the door in, but something came out, shooting out of the window.
Something was leaving in a hurry.
Indeed. And yeah, Aoife's gonna call out, Gordon! If you're here, you have to tell me!
There is no response.
Oh,
Fuck.
Oh, fuck. This is not good.
Rook, I thought you said Gordon couldn't leave without being commanded to do so by one of us.
Rook is like looking like she's so upset, but she doesn't know what to do. Like she's like, this could not, like this is just breaking her mind. She's like, what? He can't. Like he has to be let out. Like somebody has to let him out.
Can anyone let him out, or does it have to be us?
I don't fucking know. There's like a Gordon instruction manual. I mean, I assumed it had to be one of us, but I mean, maybe not. Like, if people can't see the house, then maybe this, like, wasn't... I don't know, maybe this is some fucking fake loophole! And she kicks the door.
Fuck.
Right.
So, I mean, if he's not here, then I guess somebody had to let him out. So somebody who... Fuck! She kicks the door again.
Okay, well, so what happens if he's not here? Is this how big of a problem? How big of an issue is
Don't
this?
know. Gordon came with the house, and I just got this very cagey instruction to never fucking let Gordon out of the house. And, like, you've seen him, you've talked to him, he's she waves at her head. Okay, maybe he's just, maybe it's like that time he was in the fridge, right? Like, we should just, look around, and she just kind of starts picking shit up off the floor. Or, like, maybe he's dead, and then that's fine, right?
And then everyone wins. Alright, everyone look around, we'll see if we can find him, and then look to see if anything else is missing.
Oh, they better not have taken my cast iron. Do you know how fucking long that took me to season that shit? I will kill
It's been
someone.
years, literal decades. Fuck. All right, so we want to make, like, a group investigation check, maybe?
Yeah. What do I have for that?
Hot garbage.
I got a 16.
Okay.
4.
Oh no.
God.
Alright, I will use my once per short rest feature to replace that with using my force of will feature to replace that 5 that I rolled with my charisma score, which is 18, so for a total of
Okay, yes, so 2 successes for sure.
21.
All right,
Yeah.
so Rug, how are we? All right, Rug. So we got 2 successes, 1 failure. Oh no, I'm pulling up her character sheet right now. She's dumb, but she may be good at investigation. Okay, +3. Oh, okay. All right, she did fine. She got a 15. So, sorry, so Tony, what are you looking for? That's just, like, so not part of, like, the issue. You're like, my plants!
Like,
or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's like, "Are my plants okay? Did any of your leaves break? Are
Did
you
they
are you
take them?
thirsty?
Yeah.
Are you all here?"
Yeah. My precious babies. Yeah, so you run immediately to your room, and nothing in your room has been disturbed. Thank God.
Thank
You
God.
confirm that. You confirm that. You're fine. So Lou,
All that
where are you?
matters.
Yeah, where are you focusing? Like, what are you looking for specifically?
Yeah, so Lou, I mean, first, really quickly, she just goes into the kitchen and she grabs all of her cast iron and her spice box and throws them in the bag of holding
Yeah.
because she's like, no, home invasions are potential now, not changing that.
Yeah,
and then
this is
she's
our
gonna
magic house that got
Yeah.
burgled. Like, hell no.
I'm gonna go to the window and kind of like, since I, see that it went outside, kind of go and see if I can find where something may have landed that was thrown outside or burst through the window outside, and try to see if I can figure out what it was, where it's gone, sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. And then Aoife, what specifically are you checking for?
I think Aoife would be searching high and low for Gordon first and foremost, because if he's not supposed to leave, she hopes he's not like a serial killer, and that's why.
You have no idea. You've been told that Gordon is very bad. It would be bad if he got out, but you have absolutely no idea what that even means. So it could be anywhere on the spectrum. Yeah, so you are looking around searching for signs of Gordon. And Lou, I think as you were doing, investigator Lou, right? Like crime scene Lou, like what happened here. As you are looking at like the shards on the window and stuff, it seems like something a pretty you would say about like basketball sized, like was chucked out of the window. And you find like caught in some of like the panes and like bent whatever it was like with a huge amount of force went rocketing outwards. You do find like little shredded pieces of like plant matter caught on the edges of those panes. So like stems and leaves and stuff. So whatever it was it does kind of look like a potted plant was thrown out, but there are no signs of like, a pot or anything on the other side. There's also like some of that debris and the glass had fallen down, but there aren't any like drag marks or like footprints or anything. So you think maybe what it was might have been able to it like launched and just kept going. It's like it could fly.
Great. That's totally gorgeous.
Yeah, you're like, awesome. Standing by the window. And Aoife, yeah, I mean, you immediately, I assume you check the freezer. Yeah, you check the freezer, check the drawers. He likes to hang out in the fireplace sometimes. You can dig around in there and there's really nothing going on. And yeah, as you're looking around, there's just like really not any good places. All the hiding places seem normal, nothing on the mantle. And then you kind of turn in the hallway and you realize there's a door there that you haven't seen before. And like usually when one of you who lives in the house, like you have a door, like you've gotten familiar with these doors. And that one definitely was not there.
And she's gonna call out, whoever came inside made a new room. Tony, come here.
Runs up.
Do you want to venture inside?
Yeah, okay. I'll head in. I'll start searching the room.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead and you like turn the doorknob and it like creaks. It's like it's a little rusty as you do so. Do you pull it open?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you pull open the door and immediately this like shrill shriek like rings through the air and kind of startles you as you're looking inside. Like it's like a closet, with some brooms and like hats and coats hung up there. So a coat closet that wasn't there before. And the source of the shriek, it all happens very fast as you see something very colorful kind of like launching towards you. And you see this small body now has just like thrown itself on your form. And as you're looking at it too, trying to get a sense of like what the hell is going on, this figure seems to be made of vegetables that are just like floating, kind of held together. So you're looking at like the cucumber nose and like, the two like tomato cheeks and like leafy greens, like where its eyes are. If you've ever seen those weird like Renaissance paintings of people made out of like fruit and shit, that is like what has just now launched itself at your body. And it's about the size of a goblin or so. And it's like scrabbling at you and you're like getting like feeling like, being slapped with like eggplant hands.
Lettuce
and like
fingers.
it's trying to like,
Hell no.
yeah.
Fuck this.
So you want to like throw it off of you?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make me a grapple check against this thing.
Ooh. 19.
Okay, I did good, but not that good. So this thing, it's like all up in your shit, and you can feel it's like reaching like little baby carrots like into your eyes to try and like blind you. As you collect what it is and throw it off of you. And it like lands kind of scatters on the floor for a minute as you see all these various produce like items, roll apart like a spilled shopping cart. And then they like form back together really quickly into the shape of this person who sort of stands up, and like looks at you with like fist hands. And you can see this being is wearing like a very large like adventurer's backpack, as they're kind of squaring off, against you here. And it points a little baby carrot hand and is like, stay back! Stay back!
You stay back, motherfucker. I can eat a salad.
Salad? I don't understand. What are your mortal tricks? And it throws a tomato at you. Splatters.
Try to slice it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cut it midair.
Yeah.
Oh. Where did you come from? Why the fuck are you in our house?
And it looks at you, and it's weird because it doesn't have like real eyeballs. It's just kind of like these two little like olives floating in its face, and it says, "You, this is your house."
Yeah.
I'm not saying another word.
All right.
Good.
Then you can get the fuck out.
I will. Farewell! And it starts to like run towards the door. Aoife and Lou, you are in the living room / kitchen and probably seeing this. What are you guys doing to react to this?
Aoife's just like, I don't know. Do I jump on it? Should we stop it? I feel like maybe we can talk to it. She's like, because she like called Tony over to open the door, and so
And then
she's
this
just standing
happened
there with, she's just
very
standing with
fucking
her
fast,
arms up,
yeah.
like, I'm not getting involved.
Lou is definitely gonna try to nab it.
Oh yeah, I guess
but-
you're right by the window, so it has to run past you to get out.
Yeah. She's just gonna. No. How big is the opening to the bag of holding?
So it's about, I think it's like a foot, I think is what you can put in there. I will say, you have no idea if this thing needs to breathe, but there is no air in a bag of holding, so if it does need to breathe, it might suffocate.
Good point.
That's a
too
specific
much.
condition of the bag of holding, because
All right.
they want you to not take prisoners with the bag of holding, basically.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that's too fucked up for me. I'm not taking the chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll just generally try to grab it, like seeing that it like falls apart, like just as much body as she can over it. She's like, wait, I have questions.
Yeah, for sure. Why don't you go ahead and make me, I guess, an attack roll, and then if you can attack it, I'll let you go ahead and like kind of grab it. So you can use your dexterity.
Okay, that's a 14 plus 4, so 18.
Oh yeah. You can absolutely grab this thing, and you can just kind of collect like the barrel mass of it, you know, like the big like cantaloupe head and like the main like the large gourd that kind of forms its body here. And so you stop it, and it shrieks again. And then as it realizes it's caught, sort of goes limp in your arms. Just looks up at you with the olive eyes. Not saying a word.
Oh, you're gonna say a word. I know 100 ways to cook each and every single bit of you.
There's a little eep that comes out.
I don't know. She's definitely not gonna actually hurt this thing for like intimidation or deception. I'm not sure. I'm not good at either, but she basically wants to scare it into spilling the beans.
Okay, sure. I mean, yeah. What are you asking it?
Yeah, she's like, what happened to the pumpkin man, Gordon? Why did you come here? What were you trying to get? And how the fuck did you find our house? Like, so many questions.
Okay. Let's start. What is your first question that you're gonna fire at this thing?
I guess I will ask them, how did you find the house?
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and roll me, an intimidation, probably. I think would be appropriate in this situation.
Okay, I have a -1, so that's a 14.
Okay. So you look at this thing, and are you just like holding it in your hands still, or because it does seem to assemble, like it stays together.
Okay.
It's just like that high impact, the force on the floor kind of made it like burst apart and come back together.
Then yeah, she's just holding it.
Yeah,
Like,
so hold it out.
staring at
Yeah,
it.
it's like a weird toddler size out in front of you. What'd you get?
A 14.
A 14? Okay. So you ask how it found the house, and it kind of focuses its gaze on you, and it's like curly kale eyebrows furrow down, and it says, it like raises a fist, like anime fist, as it says, "I have traveled far and long to find where I needed to be, and my search has brought me here to you, to this house, this prison. You cannot imagine the perils and trials I went through, but I found it. I found your foul lair. And it spits like a pepita at you. Little pumpkin seed.
she just like still like holding on to like its back vegetable, like just takes it and throws on the ground.
With a bit of like pumpkin string on it.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay, what were you trying to release from this prison? I assume Gordon, because he's not fucking here.
I do not know this Gordon of whom you speak.
Okay, then who?
I will not say, he says, goes back and clenches his fist again.
Oh my God. Low-key love this thing.
Tony will walk back over as this weird struggle is happening.
Yeah,
Like,
yes.
okay, we don't have to be, enemies here. We can try to figure things out together. You've got conviction, I see that. So
From the little like baby carrot fist, yeah. Yes. So are you trying to like persuade? Are you trying to
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. I'll say go with advantage because, you've got like a good cop, bad cop thing working here.
Go team.
Yeah, you got a system.
Well, I
It
don't know.
seems that legume is on.
No.
17.
A 17. Okay. So it looks at you and looks back at Lou, and then it says, I could never befriend anyone who would imprison the king. And like shoves a hand in its mouth.
Delicious.
Okay, who is your king?
And like you see the little lip starts to wobble on this thing, and it says, I was sworn to secrecy. I shall not say. Do what you will. Put me in a stew pot. I shall never betray the Pumpkin King. Ooh! And it like shoves his hand in his mouth again.
So we had a pumpkin king in our midst.
That's not what I said. I didn't say that. Shit.
You kinda did.
Shit. Well, it's too late. He's far from here, far from your little mortal prison. And he is free, and his reign will be glorious.
Lou kind of like sticks it under her arm and she like puts a hand to the side of her mouth and she's like, guys, can I let him go? He's like weirdly really cute to me and I don't want to threaten him again.
We don't need to threaten. No, I mean, if you want any more answers, I don't know how we're going to get him out of it, but let him go, see what happens.
I think at this point we'll just have to try to figure out how to track Gordon. So I'm gonna let him go if no one has anything else.
I have at least one more question, though. If you don't mind, friend. Again, not trying
I
to
am
have
not
trouble.
your friend. You imprisoned the Pumpkin King. My lord, my liege.
All right,
Aw, I
stranger
know.
in our home. We're just interested on how you found us, and if they were your king, why were you left behind in this room?
Why don't you go ahead and make me another persuasion check with advantage?
16.
And yeah, this suspicious, like, leaf eyes, like, come down and look at you and say, I followed the map, of course, and it wasn't my fault. My lord didn't wish to leave us behind. My lord was trapped here in this horrible, horrible, stinky house. Horrible, stinky house. So I followed the map. I followed the map, and the master was not there or there, so he was here. Now, if you are so interested in getting it, and he starts like struggling really hard and kind of bursts apart again all of a sudden. And the vegetables hit the floor. And then, Lou, you're kind of left holding this large backpack that this thing was wearing. And the vegetables start to roll towards the door. You will all see when the master comes to reap. Yes, he comes to reap. And then heads like, unless you want to stop him, the vegetables will just like roll out onto the field of Chasiana.
Really squashing our leads there.
Negative inspiration.
You're muted.
Negative inspiration points.
Yeah, Sage, you forgot to say leaks instead of leads, so definitely negative inspiration.
Negative, no. Absolutely
Well,
not.
we got the backpack.
Yeah, in the most rogue moment ever, Lou instantly, without thinking about it, opens up the backpack and starts
Oh, treasure?
ruffling
Excuse me.
through it.
Yeah, so you see a whole bunch of weird stuff in here. So it's like half adventurer's pack. So things like ropes and like grappling hooks, and they look like little like seed packs that you might buy at like the grocery store. And there is like a very large canteen that is shaped like a watering can. And a few other interesting things, like money from various cultures that you've never seen before. And also among it, like shoved kind of in the bottom, is a rolled piece of parchment.
I unfurl it.
Mm-hmm. And as you do, you see a map. It's pretty outdated of like the mortal realm, specifically the Eldrin Empire. So it's some of the dates and names or the names are wrong, or like parts of the map are not filled in that like clearly have been in the last, few hundred years or so. But there's all these like little towns that have been labeled kind of out to the west of Chasiana, sort of in that like frontier space, very close to the edge of the Feywalk jungles. And you see that there has been like red marks made, X's, through several of these towns here. And then the closest one has like a little face drawn onto it. You can see kind of like triangle eyes and a weird smiley face. And that town that you see marked on there is called Briar Glen. And there's actually a spot where you are on the map. There's nothing labeled, but it's just a little bit south of Chasiana. It's like this big red circle.
Hey, have we ever heard of Briar Glen?
No. And also, it looks like it's in the middle of fucking nowhere, so makes sense to you. You've never heard of it. And actually, any of these towns on the outside, you've really never heard of.
Maybe our little chicken hut can take us there for some more investigating, because there were no tracks when I looked outside at the window. Any other thoughts? Is the circle like about where we would be right now?
Yeah.
I assume
so it looks like the mark of where the chicken hut was. It's like a big circle.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, unless anybody else has anything here. Rook, if you want to take us to Briar Glen, here's the map.
Yeah, Rook is like, okay. So do we really feel like we have to go after Gordon, or could we maybe just call this good? She says as she looks around.
Yeah. Tony's like kind of on the same page. Like, I mean, wasn't really his best friend or anything. So clearly he had some responsibilities to tend to.
I guess.
I don't know what he was doing here in the first place.
Well, like I said, I mean, really all I know about Gordon is like the hag who I got the house from trapped him and put him here. and basically said, like, never let him out because it will be horrible and very bad.
Yeah, and that's my concern, that wording right there. Because I'll be honest with you, if there's one thing that we'll probably all mutually agree on is that Gordon is not pleasant to live with. But
I guess
I don't want to
does
know what he could
the
do at the house.
dishes. I don't
Oh,
wanna
I've been
do
doing the
that.
dishes.
Oh,
He does the laundry.
yeah,
That's
I
for
don't
sure.
want to do that. So,
My main concern is like a hag saying this. I mean, how much did you trust that person? How do we know that wasn't just her way of getting other people to keep this thing imprisoned?
Mm.
I mean, that's a fair point. Hags, fae, no fae can be trusted. But I mean, as far as hags go, Grandmother Filthroat was, she was pretty on the level. We played cards more than a few times. So I got the house actually. So yeah.
Well,
I don't know. She seemed pretty.
I mean, we can.
Anti-Gordon, but also like again, who knows? She was getting up there in age.
I mean, should we just try and go to visit her to see what the consequences are? And if it's like not a big deal, if he's just like a dick, then we could just let him go.
Well, I said I got the house in a game of cards, but there's a little bit more
Oh,
to.
brother.
I just don't think it would be a great idea to go talk to her. On the rank of things I would like to
gesturing
do
with her hand.
Yes, that would be not great. I'm actually more concerned about what she might do to us than a stupid pumpkin. So,
And she waves her off and she's like, well, you don't have to go and talk with her. You can stay inside the house. But
because
we
last
can say
time
that we want it off of you.
Last time you all dealt with a hag, it went so super well. That's
I'm sorry, I've never dealt with a hag. That's like you're staying in the house.
To be fair, we could not even handle their little minions that stole our hair. So
That was like so many levels ago. We're level
true.
5 now.
Rook
I have
kind of
two
like
whole attacks.
yeah, Rook kind of like cracks an arm like an old war wound that she's feeling, and she like moves it back into place. Okay. I would rather go and look at this town than go that route.
holy shit, we agree.
Okay.
For shrugs. All right.
I mean, it's a solid start. If we're going to do anything about this, at least to decide whether or not we move forward or not, we should go check out the town. But right now, I want to go look at the room that appeared and was holding this.
Yeah, so
veggie
it seems
thing.
to be just a little closet. Like it needed a closet to hide in, and like it appeared.
No.
It's just like right off of the living room, like where a normal broom closet would be.
Does
That was exciting.
do the seed packs in the bag, do those just seem like little snacks, or is there
Yeah,
anything
they look like they're kind of packaged the same way rations would be for normal.
Okay.
For normal mortals.
This thing was so cute. I love them. But
It's a little nature spirit.
so cute.
You guys, his name was Lufa, which loofah are actually come from gourds that you grow and not from sea sponges. Interesting. But I just wanted to share.
really
I did
wanna grow
name
them.
it in case the times I named NPCs and I don't get asked. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh my lordy. All right, well, to Briar Glen, let's figure out what the fuck to do, if anything, about this fucking pumpkin.
Yeah, maybe he'll just be
All
out
right.
of your life. I'm sure that's how it'll be fine.
It will probably be fine because Lou has been doing the laundry and the dishes for a week now, and nothing smells or turns orange.
Yeah. Yeah, so Rook goes, Gordon, take... Oh. House. Go to Briar Glen? And she looks up at the ceiling. Please? And the house starts to shake as it like stands up, and you can feel it start to like run, taking those big leaps across the field. And in a matter of moments, that motion stops as you have arrived to this town that was pretty close to where you were, not too far away at all. So I'm gonna fill up my wine too, if you real quick before Nassim settles back in. But you're here. Talk about a plan, I guess.
I don't really know what to do for a plan because we don't know what we're gonna see here. But I guess we'll look around for obvious pumpkin signs and talk to people.
How's about I just say my concern about being in this town that apparently sent him here, right? That's what we discovered?
I don't know if they sent him here. It was just...
Oh no, this was just one of the places that he was sent to investigate.
Yeah, there was a little... I don't know that it was sent to investigate. This is the place that had the little jack-o'-lantern smiley face on it.
Oh, okay.
So I don't really know what the fuck that means. But I don't know. Maybe this is the original Pumpkin Kingdom.
Maybe. Really, what I was thinking of was maybe we should park our chicken house way out of view so that whatever it is that seems to be able to see it or find it or detect it.
Yeah. We can
so obvious.
Park it amongst trees. I assume there's trees somewhere.
Yeah, so there's like a little kind of scraggly patches of forest where you are. You're not in like the forest proper. You are like frontier, like out in the boons, kind of middle of nowhere. So there are little like copses of trees around you, but not like any major forest or anything. So you can find one of these little scraggly patches.
Set her right down.
Sit her down. Yeah, so you have the hut kind of sit there. Yeah, and as you're looking out across, it's actually very similar to kind of where we started this whole campaign. It's like, but even further away than from the Feywalk jungle, so you don't even have the hint of like, greenery to come. It's just like in the middle of nowhere, mostly flat land. Little bit of hills. A lot of it is very beige as you're looking around. It's kind of dry and just not a great place. Not a great place to live. Like, as you're looking around, nothing particularly beautiful. But here you are. And you can see, like, from where the hut landed, it was a little bit away. But about half a mile or so, you can see, like, structures. Kind of up in the middle of nowhere, and like these dirt roads leading out in a few different directions. But there seems to be like a little town, about a half mile away from where you are. It's got to be small. It can't be more than it's got to be less than 1,000 people for sure. These cluster of like wooden, kind of ramshackle buildings.
Well. Let's go, I guess. Just hop on down from the house and start making our way in.
Yeah, Rook, slings her crossbow and sighs deeply and walks along. So y'all just taking your shit and walking into town? All right.
Yeah, I mean, unless as we get closer, something strange sticks out to us, then just go on in.
Yeah. So you keep.
We've.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I was wondering, is it possible that we could just ask the house to repair itself in terms of the front door and the window?
You can certainly try.
Or do we need to spend time fixing that?
You don't know how it works. This has never happened. you want to ask the house? The house is
Rewind
here.
time. Yeah, just before we go. Excuse me, home. We'd really like you to stay safe and undamaged. For everyone's benefit. Do you think you could fix up that front door? Get yourself a shiny, brand new one.
There's no response from the house, but you don't know if that means yes or no. Usually Gordon translates what the house is thinking.
Well, think about it. If not, I'll be back at least to fix you.
Silence.
Oof.
I will learn to communicate with you.
One of these days. Computer. Yeah. All right. So you ask the house to do so. No idea. You don't see anything happen. You don't hear anything. But I don't know. Maybe that's just how it works. So you start heading up the dirt road into town. Okay. And at this time, it's
Indubitably.
yeah, it's like dusk because it was like really, early evening after a day of cleaning up after the wild parties when you left Frida's house. So sunset is probably half an hour or so away as you continue on. So it's nice, cool air as you're moving through. Luckily, at least, it's kind of a barren landscape, but it doesn't seem too hot or too nasty. As you're making your way up the town, you don't see any people. You don't hear much of anything except for, a distant bird call of something passing through every once in a while. As you get closer and closer to town, it gets closer to sunset. You start to hear the occasional cricket out in the tall grasses. And when you do get closer to the town, again, no people, nothing, no movement. You can see probably the tallest structure that attracts your attention as you're getting closer. There's some like large, almost like a pole that seems to be erected in the center of town. And just that's absolutely the tallest structure there that you can see. You can tell there's like stuff attached to it, but from this distance, you're not exactly sure what. And you continue to walk and you finally get to the point where you could start down actually into the town proper at this point. You see, just like long rows of these old wooden and stone and mud buildings with, that big whatever that is. Maybe like a maypole in the center of town. So you're on the very edge of town here at this point.
I would like to put on my glasses and press one of the roses on the side and use the magic vision to see if anything is radiating any kind of magic around me.
Okay. Yeah, so you look around here at a quick glance. Nothing from this distance seems to read as magical to you.
Okay.
It's just creepy.
Turn them off.
Total lack of
I don't like it.
People and noise. Like, it's dusk time. Like, people would be, probably coming back from work at this point or in the streets, but there doesn't seem to be anything. And you're looking down, that long road that leads, to the cross that these small towns are built around, and you just don't see anything.
Does there look like there's like humanoid footprints anywhere, or does it just like totally just like no one's been here in a long time?
No, I mean, so do you want to move kind of closer into town?
Yeah.
So you start to move in, and no, you can see, I mean, things aren't like dusty or anything. There are like all the houses are neatly, painted and like have curtains and look well loved. Like, there's absolutely signs of traffic like moving through here. You can see like wagon wheel cart like treads and things like that out and about. Little decorations on the porches, autumnal harvest themed decorations have been left out everywhere. And as you get like closer and closer into the center of town, I guess that's when things start to get a little weird. like as you get towards that center cross closer to that big pole, you can see that barrels and like carts and stuff have been kind of knocked over in this place. So things have been like kicked over and yeah, like a big brawl maybe happened here, but there again, no signs of people. It's just like this scene is kind of left here, scattered around the foot of this very tall thing. Which now that you're close and you're looking at it, you can see actually it's got like two stick arms on either side held out, so it forms kind of a cross shape. And at the very top, there's actually like a large orange pumpkin that has been carved with a jack-o'-lantern face, like set on top of this thing. This like weird scarecrow effigy, almost. And all around the base of this thing are these big like baskets that are full of like fruit and other produce, so like cornucopia style, almost like offerings that seem to have been left around the base of this thing. And you see like candles and other like shiny rocks and just stuff that people might put as like an offering at the base of this thing. And there's like a weird creak of like one of these fallen wagon wheels blowing in the wind.
Interesting.
Lou is gonna go ahead and actually like cast dancing lights and send them up towards the pumpkin at the top to kind of like illuminate things more.
Yeah, so when you do so, you can see the lights shine out through the jack-o'-lantern, and you can tell it has been carved like a lantern. So it's absolutely meant to be filled with light. So like your light shines, it looks great in it. So this might have been something that was regularly lit, but it looks like the people who might have been here to light it just didn't get the chance before they went wherever the hell they went.
This is creepy. I'm whispering because I'm creeped out.
Yeah, yeah, Rick's like, I don't like it here. But also, no sign of Gordon, so unless that's Gordon, then just kind of points up at the lantern.
Be.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm like, I really want to smash that pumpkin.
That's my favorite band.
They played with my parents all the time. I mean, what do we do?
Shoot it, Rook.
Okay, I'll shoot it. You guys think I should shoot it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck
And
it. Why not?
She like kind of cranks it back and like in the a fast blink of an eye blur, like there's this like bolt through this pumpkin head that's like now wobbling precariously on top of this thing, and then she like she pegs it again, and you all watch the lit up pumpkin full of dancing lights like fall onto the ground and like shatters into a bunch of pieces with a plop, like a splushing sound. And Rick goes, sick. What else can I shoot? I like this trend.
Oh, I'm sure it will continue when we find Gordon, but this clearly was not him.
Okay, well, I mean, there's like, she's looking around, there's like water and stuff like in the troughs, right, for animals, but there's like no animals here and there's no people here, so I don't know what.
I guess I want to start looking in the structures if we all want to kind of take a peek and see if we can find anything, or maybe Tony, if you want to like see if you can follow any footsteps or anything, see maybe where they all went. This makes no sense. It's not like this has been abandoned for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take a look. I don't feel like there'd be much tracks left after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I'd
if
just
they all
like,
left together, it's like either they left this way or they left that way.
yeah. I mean, there's
But,
tracks all over the place. Like, clearly there are people here. Like Rook says, like Ranger eyes, like they're just like all over the place. So I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know shit about magic. Just, I mean, this seems like sacrificey, like weird magic shit that I don't want to be a part of. But I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't love whatever. I guess like let's just look at it. Ugh. Rook just goes and like kind of looks in a house nearby. She's like, "Oh, there's a pie in here.
Ooh.
Smells really good. It's ow." She says, "Still hot. Pie's still hot." She yells out.
ooh, maybe we can find some fucking gold or something if it's still hot.
What? Where are the people? I don't. I mean, sure, there will be gold. I assume. Well, probably not gold. I mean, look at this place.
Yeah,
Probably
this
like
is
copper.
it's kind of like a
But-
dump. Maybe there's a gold tooth somewhere you
Maybe
can find.
there's
Yeah,
like
for
some
sure.
copper around, yeah.
We
Some
don't
nice
carry copper.
silverware. Yeah. All right. You guys want to look
Yeah,
around?
I'll just go
the
into
houses
another
and-
building and see what's in there.
Okay. All right. So Tony, you want to keep looking in buildings. Rook will do the same. Lou, what do you want to look at?
God, I don't fucking know. I guess I will do more investigation of like this pile of offerings looking things of like all these like vegetables and shiny rocks and stuff.
Yeah. And Aoife, what are you doing?
So Aoife is also intrigued by all of these offerings, and she would like to use her performance of creation feature. So once per long rest, she can summon a non-magical item of my choice within an unoccupied space within 10 feet of me. That as long as it's no longer or costs no more than 100 gold pieces, and it lasts for 3 hours. And so, thinking that this was with this pumpkin scarecrow at the center of this with this like maypole. What do you all think would be a good offering for a scarecrow? Or a pumpkin? Like a bag of manure.
Yeah, I was gonna say compost.
Poop.
I was gonna say, hey.
Good poop. Some
Yeah,
hay.
I guess, yeah, I mean, if
Okay.
it looks like a scarecrow, but there's no like hay or clothes or anything on it. Hay would be cool.
Yeah, so she'll
Bale of hay.
Seeds?
I was
some
like, but maybe
rations.
that's competition.
Who left these
So-
babies here? Who left these babies on my doorstep? You dicks. Yeah.
You can't just leave children.
You
with
can't just
people.
leave children here. What am I, a fucking orphanage? Fuck.
So she'll summon a bale of hay and be like, "Oh, great scarecrow, pumpkin king, source of the autumnal, here I give this bountiful offering of a hay so that you may plump your body and always be full."
Why don't you make me a persuasion check? Plump
this
your
cre-
body and
is-
always be full. Blessings. The Holy Scripture.
Oh, goodness. So that is a 16.
Okay. You feel like you summoned a lot of like fervor as you said that, and you really gave it your all. And like you do that and you kind of like feel it. And you feel maybe a little warm or something.
Okay. She looks around. She's like clenching her fists and she's like trying to hold on to this feeling of warmth as like the image of a candle within a jack-o'-lantern head sort of comes to mind and like feels her fingertips get a little bit warm. but it just inevitably escapes her, and then she just looks at Lou, and she's like, "Well, that's all I got." Did you find anything?
Yeah. Why don't you make me that investigation check? Let's see what Lou finds. And Tony, do the same for me.
Okay, hell yeah. That's 17 plus 8. So 25.
Okay. So as you looking around, you can assess, Lou, that the majority of what you're seeing here is produce. Uh, but as you're starting to look at it more, it's more like it's kind of the small, sad, like leftover produce that maybe wouldn't be like the best offering, the stuff that goes in like the imperfect food box, or they can't put out at the grocery store, like that. The weird stuff seems to be like 90% of like what is here at the base. And you can see actually some of it too is kind of like rotting, or maybe has been there for a while. So not as like pristine or lovely as you might think. But that's like the majority of it. And the stuff that is there, like the little shiny rocks and stuff, it looks like maybe stuff children might have put, like as thinking it's valuable. It's nothing of actual like real value. You could also see too the candles like around the base. Clearly they've been run down. They haven't been like lit in some time. So this whole altar offering isn't super well maintained. This isn't something like you couldn't walk into a church and do this kind of shit, This is some casual worship that is going on here.
Gotcha. Found some sea produce and some baubles. Maybe if we do like a really nice vegetable. No, this is crazy. Magic users are crazy
here. Yeah, you're like, this is weird.
Aoife will take some of the hay, find something to stuff it into and make a body for it.
Yeah,
she'll like light a candle.
So you're like doing the thing. You're building you're building a scarecrow.
A little body for it.
So Tony, what did you get on your investigation as you're checking out buildings and stuff?
Got a 6.
Okay. Yeah, so you and Rook are just like, I don't know, Aoife and Lou are playing in the middle of the town, I guess. They're making like snowmen out of hay, whatever. So you keep, opening doors and stuff and looking for signs, and over again you find signs like it just looks like people got up like from dinner and just walked away. Like in several instances there are plates of food there. Something like the pie, it was still hot. It must have just been baked and like put out of the oven. Like that kind of shit you keep finding. And clearly these people here, they're not wealthy. They're not like abject poverty. You see like a few new things in the houses, like maybe recently some of these people came into money. So like nice rugs that you might be able to buy like in Chasiana, or the occasional like, ooh, like that's a feather mattress instead of like a hay mattress. That every once in a while. So you're seeing more and more of this weird kind of shit when you come to like a house that's maybe just on the other side of like that big square. And as you go to like reach for the handle, you hear like clattering inside. Like somebody's moving something, or and like some creaking floorboards.
Ooh, I want to bust in as quickly as I can.
Okay. Yeah, so you bust in, and then you see a tall figure standing against like one of these kitchen counters, and they kind of spin around as you go in and go, ah, 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 and like hold out a kitchen knife towards you, and you see like a very tall, gangly, like copper-scaled dragonborn who's dressed in kind of like traveling clothes and leathers, and turns toward you just like absolute fear, holding out this like kitchen knife that they were apparently just pulling out of one of these drawers. Who are you? Who are you? What do you want?
She's going to very slowly and deliberately pull out her sword and shield and be like, Who are you? Where did you come from? We're looking for a friend of ours.
Oh God, I'm sorry. And like he just like drops the knife and kind of puts up his hands. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm Jeb. I'm from just the next town over, and I just came in, and then all the people and this happened, and I'm sorry. Are you with that thing? Or is that? He's like backing up as far as possible and kind of like leaning over the counter, like with his hands up.
Okay, now that the knife is down, hands are up,
yeah.
I will slowly put my sword back away. Okay, Jeb,
Yes.
my name is... We're not anywhere in the Fae, right?
No, you're in the mortal realm.
My name is Tony. My name is Tony.
Hi.
I am looking for someone. I don't know what's happened here. What happened here? What do you mean this just happened?
Hi, Tony. He like looks at his hands. Is like, can I put I just
Put your hands down.
okay. Okay. He puts them down by his side. Right. So I was just coming into town to make my delivery, like usual, and I got in, and everything was fine. I was all set up in the square. It's my cart. My cart's actually up there, and then like, bam. There was this thing and like wind and then all of a sudden this thing exploded at like the thing in the center of town, and there were vines, and then I fell, and I think I hit my head, and I don't know, but then I saw all the people, and they were like walking off after this thing, and it was like glowing, and I don't know. They're all gone, and I woke up, and I figured I should like get a knife, and then maybe I don't know, go from there, like in my cart, and I don't know. He just starts kind of crying.
You were gonna go after all these people by yourself, Jeb? That's very honorable.
Well, he looks like ashamed, like deeply ashamed. He's like, well, no, I just figured I needed a knife in case it came back. I was gonna go run for help. I don't know why. And they all seemed fine. They were just like following after it. So I don't know.
What is it? Did you see something leading to that?
It was like that thing, the Pumpkin King, like that thing in the center of town, right? But it was like him.
Oh, well, that thing is kind of destroyed now. Why don't you come outside? You can take your knife, but please don't point it at anyone. My friends are here. And why don't you tell them everything you saw?
Okay. Are you like guards or police or something? Or like who are you?
We're bounty hunters, but someone we know has gone missing from our party. And we think it might have to do with this. We're just trying to connect dots here.
Okay, yeah. And he reaches down, he does like kind of pick up the big, like the chef's knife, and sort of holds it like close, and he's like, okay. He like follows out after you into the street.
Everyone, Lou, Aoife, Brooke, look who I found. This is Jeb. A little jumpy.
Hi.
Kinda seen some stuff that happened here. Why don't you explain your experience?
Yeah, and he kind of like throws all of that out there that he just said again in like a tangled mess all over the place. And he's like, that's my cart! And he like points at one of the flipped over carts in the middle of the street. I think it's broken. I don't know what to do. Oh, I think you're muted, Katie.
Yeah, Lou just like looks at him and like comes over and gently pats his back and like takes his hand with the knife and like readjusts his hold on it. And she's like, "Oh, honey, that sounds really bad. Maybe we can help you flip your cart over before we go. But what direction did they all parade off to?"
I mean, so there was the thing, and it was like this big glowing thing, and I don't know, like I said, I think I hit my head. It's all kind of fuzzy, but like there's the big glowing orb thing, and then they all just started walking off, like sort of in that, and he likes pointing, at the far end of town. He's like towards the fields. Just off. Why would they follow it? It was terrifying, and they were just like, I tried to stop them or something. They just like kept walking. It was like they were just like. I tried to stop them.
You did a great job. You know what? Why don't you sit down, Brooke? Where was that pie?
It's like, did you want the whole pie or
a slice will do?
Okay. I think there's probably a slice left. Yeah, hang on. And she'll go and like. She brings back a pie tin that looks like somebody like with their bare ass hands is just like eating half the pie, and kind of sets it down like on the ground in front of this guy.
Good, sweet baby.
Okay.
She like sort of awkward, like tries to be comforting, smiles.
Okay. Lou picks up the pie and kind of like directs him over to like a crate or something to sit down and puts it on his lap. And she's like, listen, we're going to go figure out what's going on. And then we'll come back and we will help you flip your cart. And it's going to be okay.
Okay.
Just eat the pie.
All right. You know that thing, the Pumpkin King. That was like a legend. Is it real? Is it real?
Oh God, Jeb, lower your voice.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've had a long day. Long day.
I mean, it's seeming like it. I don't personally know the tale of the Pumpkin King. Could you tell me in case it might help us in any way?
Okay, well, it's sort of like just like a local, like a legend, like an urban legend. I don't know, like hundreds of years ago or whatever, like the town was, it was doing bad and everyone was starving, and then all of a sudden this Pumpkin King, showed up, and it was going to be to save the town. And, I mean, doggone it, if Briar Glen doesn't have the best, produce in the whole Western region, then I don't know who does. They do. And so that's sort of the story, I guess. It's just kind of like a town mascot. But that was like hundreds of years ago. And like, I'm from the town over, like I said, so we just we don't know the whole thing, but clearly have a weird thing. They do that every year. And so that's, I don't know, man. I just thought it was like a cool story.
All right, Jeff.
But then the big floating thing, and they're like walking off into the fields, and like, what if they're getting murdered?
Maybe you should go back to your town and get rid of any.
I can't. My card. He looks and like he starts crying.
My cabbages.
My card.
Well,
it's flipped over. I can't go back.
We'll flip over your cart, and then you should go back and get rid of all the gourds and pumpkins.
Okay, just get rid of them all.
Probably.
Yeah, no, I never want to look at a pumpkin again. I'm never gonna do it.
No, what you do to quell that fear is you make a lot of pumpkin risotto. It's really good.
Oh my God, is this a pumpkin pie? You like just hold the hand.
Did I just savor it?
Did I just like encourage wrath? I don't know the rules.
No, gain your power back, Jeb. Okay,
oh my
eat
God.
that pie.
This is like a nightmare. This isn't happening. He's like a milk delivery guy,
Jeb, I totally understand that you've really been through a lot right now. We're gonna have to go for a bit.
Okay.
But we'll try to help with your car when we come back. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Okay, buddy. And remember, this is the proper grip to hold a knife. And she readjusts his hand.
Yeah, he's a mess. He's a goddamn mess. You do your best, and immediately he's fidgeting.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Yes.
Okay.
To the fields.
Yeah, so Jeb gave you like a that direction, so clearly leading towards like if this is an agricultural town, probably all the individual barns and like fields are going to be just beyond it in the direction he pointed. Yeah, so Rook will follow along behind you. Any plans before you just like want to walk out into the fields or?
I mean, like, stay low in the fields so that it's like kind of stealthy. It was my plan.
Yeah, there's
We
plenty
can-
of like creepy tall wheat that you could hide in.
I
Your
love a
children
creepy
of the
tall wheat.
corn. Yeah. And now it's like proper night as well, so you have cover of darkness. So dark wheat fields in a starless sky.
Ooh.
Hmm.
I don't really have anything to do before this. Anyone else?
Yeah, no.
Cool. Yeah. So you head on at the indication apparently where all these people were just walking mindlessly. So you keep going and very quickly Rook Ranger stuff is like, yeah, it does look like a lot of people walked in this direction, but they were like walking. So not like running or anything. It's in like a big clump. So I don't know what that means, but
I mean, it seems like they're under some kind of like trance or something. So let's really try our best, if this does turn into a whole thing, to not end up killing any innocents.
A real possibility it's a cult. I mean, we saw offerings to a big, centerpiece. Everyone's walking leisurely into a field.
yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Do you
I automatically thought that they were victims, but what if they just wanted to go?
do you guys really think Gordon is like a king? Because that would kind of make sense with why he's so angry. We make him do laundry and shit.
Maybe. I don't
Well-
know. But I feel like you'd be throwing that shit in people's face left and right if you were a king.
Right. Yeah, right?
Though he has really fucking lost his mind, it seems, over the years.
Yeah.
That's also true.
That's probably not good.
I'm going to take solace in the fact that I've been doing all of my dishes myself and hope he won't try to
Yeah,
kill me.
I'm sure that'll work. Hey, Pumpkin King, I did my own dishes. Please don't eat me or whatever. I'm sure that'll work. You should lead with that, actually.
I'm gonna kick you right into his open mouth.
All right. Well, if you can catch me, sure. As you continue like walking down the road, sort of whispering this conversation as you're like moving through corn fields. So eventually you keep going and you're like following the road and like you're passing by field after field and like there's red barns out here and you're like, where the fuck? So it just seems to keep going. And, as true night sets in and the sound of, the crickets and like cawing owls come from all around you, you finally begin to hear something else. As like you can feel the ground kind of moving. And you hear the sounds of like chanting voices. They're not saying anything, but they're kind of these rhythmic moans. Coming from somewhere, a field beyond that's kind of ringed by trees, so you can't exactly see what's going on.
Stealth.
And creep
wanna
our way
do-
slowly over, try to get a better look.
Yeah, we all want to do a group stealth as we're approaching whatever the fuck is happening over there.
Indeed.
You can also see torch lights coming from beyond.
22.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit.
17.
Oh shit.
17.
All right. Cool.
Nice.
So you guys do great as you sneak up to this ring of trees. And you see a whole bunch of stuff happening there. So in the center, like surrounded by these trees, is a very large pumpkin patch. And it looks very God, it is like the most abundant and flourishing pumpkin patch you have ever seen. Like the vines are overgrown, like so thick they're easily the size of your arm, as you see these large like pumpkins that growing that measure, you know, maybe like 10 feet across or so. It's just like this place has exploded in plant life. And ringing like on the outside edges, there's like a small fence around the whole patch. But you see these villagers lined up around the outsides here, and they're all like moving back and forth, simultaneously kind of stomping the ground. It's making that like that shifting, that rattling sound you heard from before, and they're all like leaning back and forth as they are letting out these weird moaning sounds. And as you look at them too, you can see their eyes are all like glassed over. No real expression on their faces as they watch what is happening in the very center of this pumpkin patch, where this gargantuan pile of like vines and bark that's kind of twisted together in this big like roiling mass is at the center. And you see with these long vine arms, occasionally will flick out and like pull one of these people up into its grasp, and it raises them upwards as this gigantic jack-o'-lantern head splits open, and it drops the people into its mouth, and like there's this splurging sound as people like pop, and you see red blood that's trailing down this thing to like feed into the roots on the ground. And as this happens, and another person like gets their head bit off, and kind of chewing, the pumpkin thing in the center waves one of these bodies and says, "Another!" And one of these people just kind of shuffles forward, like looking up, and they don't make any like scream or anything as they're just like picked up and being eaten by this thing in the center.
What
the
fuck?
Are there people like kind of on the outskirts a little bit closer to where we are?
Yeah, I mean, so I imagine you guys snuck like right up to the edge of that kind of border fence, and you're standing like just like hidden in the tree line, so you can see, and they all have their back towards you, being kind of, I don't know, forced or choosing to watch whatever is happening in the center. So yeah, there are definitely people like there.
Guys, I think we should try to grab one of them and see if they're like actually in a trance or if they're into this.
Lou has already got like rope, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm ready."
Okay, so you want to try and pull one of these people like kind of over the fence into the bushes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hand over the mouth, snag, and pull.
Yeah. All right. Who wants to do this? I think because you have to one person really. You can have an advantage because you're all working together, but this is definitely going to be another stealth check to see whether or not this pumpkin monstrosity notices.
I'll do stealth.
Okay.
That's what
All
the
right.
check is.
As you grab someone, and pull them into the woods. So go ahead and get advantage on this because you all are kind of helping from the shadows.
Oh, okay. That is a 27.
Okay. Shit. Yeah. So you absolutely just, when nobody seems to be paying attention, you grab you can choose someone probably a little bit lighter. That'd be easy to do. So maybe you see like a younger woman. She's maybe, I don't know, 26, 27, as you kind of get her over the railing. And she makes a little of surprise. It's a very wimp reaction to what's happening, but she reacts. And then in an instant, you kind of have her pulled off into the little ravine on the side hidden by trees. And yeah, you can take a look at her face, and she looks up at you with these large glassy eyes. And you can kind of see a little tear that's trailing down the side of her face as she looks at you vacantly.
Does she struggle against us? Is she gonna try to get back up if we were to let her?
Barely. She just kind of falls with your weight. She seems really. She's not fighting you.
Okay. I think that we should try to shove as many people as we can as we jump in to stop this fucking monstrosity. away so he's not grabbing them as we dice up this pumpkin.
I mean, there are like
Wait,
hundreds.
that's enough for you?
There are like hundreds of people here, so you wouldn't be able to get too many before. I mean,
No, I mean like we gotta charge him now because he keeps like eating.
oh
But
yeah,
like
he's just
if
eating them. Yeah.
if we can like shove as we go like away as we're doing our thing, we gotta get
Wait,
these.
Tony still needs a little extra assurance. So she's gonna slap this girl very hard across the face.
Yeah, and
to
she kind
see
of goes,
what
like a very muted reaction as she sort of slowly turns her head in that direction. And like her head continues to lay there.
Are they all wearing like a similar like state of dress? Are they all carrying something? Is there anything to signify that they're all like dedicated to this Pumpkin King?
No, they all seem to be just like normal people, like a variety of people. So
Okay.
people plucked off of the street. So you have everyone from like, oh, it's like, this is my like, laundry night clothes to like, I was just out in the field, like hauling stuff back. So it seems like a huge variety of people. Nobody's like carrying anything, unless it seems to be strapped to their bodies. So they didn't think to pick up anything, it seems like.
Okay.
And yeah, you see, I mean, there's like, men, women, children, like all ages. Like it seems to be the entire village is here.
Tony grabs the face of this young girl and like faces it towards her.
Yeah, she looks at you.
You know what's happening right now.
And she like nods very slowly.
Do you want us to stop this?
And she kind of looks at you and her eyes like widen. And she seems to like seize up. Like she's just really afraid.
Do you want us to let you go?
And she grabs onto your wrist and continues to, and like it's the most forceful thing she's done. But it's still very weak. She just keeps the gaze fixed on you, looking at you terrified.
Okay. Let's fucking stop that guy. Smash this pumpkin.
It'll be funny every time.
Smashing
All right.
Pumpkins, name of this episode.
I mean, it should be.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, might be smashing adventuring party. All
We'll
right.
have our jobs.
I
So-
got my knives. It is time.
What's the
I'm
game
ready.
plan, kids? You just running fucking in there?
I mean, is there any way to the pumpkin that seems to be like less populated, so we're not pushing past hundreds of people to get there because that'll take all day?
Well, it's like they're standing on a ring, like in a tight cluster, kind of like imagine a parade, there's only so much room on the sidewalk, and then like the street is pretty much empty, except for like, the pumpkin thing sitting in the middle, and it's pulling people from this ring. So you really just need to push past this outer layer to be there, but there are so many people. So you're gonna have to push through them at some point.
Well, I would think we should like try to like stay down and push through them so that we can like pop through the front row and maybe surprise it if we can.
Yeah, Eva was gonna suggest that whenever it calls out for another, like we saunter forward like we're zombie cultists, and then one of us, and then as it grabs one of us, the other three have at it.
I don't want it to grab any of us.
No
grabby
grabby
fine.
hands. Oh. All right. So we kind of like sneaking through the crowd, staying low till you get to the center.
Well, from where we are, can we tell like how is it grabbing these people and eating them? Is it just through like its vines flying around in the air, or is it have like some kind of physical
Here,
form?
let me see if I have a picture.
Oh no.
This is definitely a creature I made stats for in a book. Here we go. Alright, I might have to send this to you on Slack, but I'm gonna take a little snap so you can see it. Because the art is also just badass as hell. Why is it not letting me do it? Okay. Trying to cut out the stat block. Hang on. Because this thing, it's like, so it has like the huge ass jack-o'-lantern head on top, but the rest of its body seems to be mostly made of like twisted vines and branches and stuff. So it seems to be able to like shoot out vines, and like that's how it's grabbing people. It's like wrapping them with these almost like tentacles. Here we go. There we go. If you want to look in the Slack, you can see what this thing looks like.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So it's just sending out these big ass like tendrils to grab people, and these arms seem to be able to reach very far away from its body, towards like the central piled mass, which seems to be that tangle of vines and branches and all that junk. And right now it's very much like this bulbous, weird, amalgamous form. So think like No Face in, Spirited Away, like sitting in the bath. Like that's the kind of like, as it's just grabbing people. Oh, sorry, Katie, are you muted?
Definitely want to try to kind of come at it from the back, I think, for sure. Does there seem to be like the vines, do they seem to be like climbable that we could get up to its like head if we wanted to? How tall is this thing?
So it is technically huge. So it's like 18 feet tall or so. It's like the size of a giant. Most giants are huge.
Oh, jeez.
So it's big. It's a big boy. I mean, yeah, and the vines are like twisted and gnarly and shit. So you could certainly climb up to where its head is. And its head now is pretty much, it's the size of like I guess it'd be like the size of a small car. So like one of those like could be in Cinderella a carriage. Like that's the kind of situation here.
I keep looking at all my shit thinking maybe I can have something really cool that I can do to like prepare for this, but I do not have shit. So I'm ready to just go stab it.
Yeah, I was like,
Yep.
ooh, can I speak with plants and like try and get it to do something? But no.
This thing is clearly not a normal plant. If you had to guess, this might be some kind of fae. Just based on what you've seen so far. If you would like, actually, you could probably make a nature check, or maybe a religion check, or an arcana check, any of those things to try and get a read on the situation, if anybody wants to do that.
Sure.
I got nothing special in those areas, so.
I think your botany training would be like, that's not a normal plant, yo. I think you can safely
we got
do
nothing
that.
for Arcana.
Yeah. Okay. You're like, I don't fucking know. This is horrible. Okay. Yeah, this is horrible. So, you're gonna try and get behind it, I'm hearing, and kind of like push through the people and try to attack it, try to get the jump on it?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
I
that's
guess
the
so.
play.
I think I'll go in amongst the people and try to defend them from any vines that try and.
There's so many, and they're on
Swoop
all
in.
sides, so you could choose like a little group that you wanted to defend, but like there'll be hundreds of others it could take instead.
Well, that's fucking bleak.
Yeah, you're like, these people are gonna fucking die, like 100%. If you walked away from this now, there is no way, there's no one surviving, anyone surviving this, so.
All right.
Yeah, it's starting to feel very victim-y
Never
instead of
mind.
cultisty, for sure.
Weird. All right. Cool. Well, let's get to stabbing.
Don't
All right.
have to tell me twice.
So you kind of walk out. into this
Sneakily.
group. Yeah, sneakily. Wah! So you get to the other side, and like as you're just kind of about to push through that last final line of people, you know, and step onto just the open pumpkin patch on either side, there's a sudden like stop in all of the stomping and the chanting. It all goes very quiet all of a sudden. I think it takes you all a moment to realize that that's happening. And then there's like a great creak as the pumpkin head spins, just freely. Doesn't seem to have a neck or any axis, so it spins, you know, the 180 to look around at you all. And you hear a, you dare come here after keeping me trapped? Subjects! And there's like a cowering from all of the people. These mortals! And like there's a bunch of these vines that come up and like point towards you. Dared keep me captive. Ha 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 ha. And the ground rumbles with each like bellowing laugh. What have you to say in your defense? I assume you came to
Still have some
plead.
chores to do.
Ha! Not to plead, then, before the king? You wish to snipe? I will give you one final chance to grovel.
Gordon, you're fucking eating people? We're not about to grovel. We're about to fight.
It was the deal they made. I would sow, and then I would return to reap. It is a fair contract, one that does not concern you, Luviris Sath. Do you dare
Okay.
face
Only-
one who knows all your secrets?
Yes.
Fair. Let's roll initiative.
Oh my.
Hey, Gordon. Hey, buddy.
What you doing, boo boo?
Hey, boo. I just
Hanging out
wonder
with
where
your
you at.
friends.
Happy
I'm
Halloween.
gonna go pee real quick.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. You
Can't
made.
believe he used my full name.
You made. Well, he like fucking. He knows all your nasty shit. He's been your house servant.
I did my own dish. No, I'm kidding.
I did. You should no reason to be mad at me. No reason.
I'm a great roommate.
No, you guys are definitely the assholes here, walking in on this perfectly fair fake contract that I'm sure everyone agreed to and understood all of the terms of. Obviously.
Everybody should feel bad for Gordon.
Gordon is the victim here. That's all I'm saying.
Justice for Gordon.
Just Gordon, our king. Excuse me. The
Gordon's
Pumpkin
getting
King.
what's coming to him, okay?
Okay, it's okay. What?
I'll tell you what. He's getting more chores and all the chores that Lou's doing if we get his butt home. I don't know how we're gonna get him home.
I don't think we need to get this motherfucker home. I think we need to end him.
Oh. But externally, think about the venturers who will weep.
I will say also think about the fact that you are in the mortal realm, and when
Don't they
Fae
go
are
back?
killed, yes, in a realm that is not the Fae realm, they just fucking respawn in the wilds. So that's something to think about. If you killed them here,
Does Tony know that?
I think yes, I think that's probably something Rook would have. As bounty hunters, I think she probably would have, like, because you have to go and be aware of, like, having to deal with that. So it often isn't the best thing to like just kill Fae straight up. You usually have to like try and banish them or capture them or like turn them in for bounties, because like killing them in the mortal realm don't do shit. They'll just come back and they'll be madder.
But how do we
How
trap
do we do
the
that?
Pumpkin King?
Yeah, you didn't prep for this one, so Rook has no good answers for you. All right. Yeah. So Sage, we were just talking about how
Yeah.
killing the Pumpkin King may not here in the mortal realm might be unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay, yay initiative! Yay Halloween! Okay, so with that, and Sage, would you mind running Rook again for this fight?
Oh yeah, I have her.
Oh, okay, Rook got a 9. Sorry, I rolled for Rook. So that's what happens when Celeste rolls. So there it is. All right, so Lou, you actually have the first reaction here. As it seems like, yep. So the Pumpkin King, aka Gordon, has spun around, is absolutely facing you. Seemed to be able to sense when you stepped onto his pumpkin patch, almost like he had tremor sense. Weird. Weird. Plant
Great.
eyes, and is looking at you with the flaming, pumpkin eyes that you're so used to seeing, but now they're just so much bigger.
Oh, great.
Oh, good.
Blue is gonna take a big gulp and just run in there yelling.
Yeah, for sure.
And she is going to pop off her sonic blade as she gets there, which will give me advantage on it, even though there's no one there.
Okay.
For sneakies.
So you run in right up into his shit within 5 feet?
Yep.
Cool.
That is how I do.
Cool.
All right. So that is going to be +7 to the 23 to hit.
23 will hit. Yeah, man.
All right. 9, 4, 4, 8, 5, 13 plus 6, 19 points of thunder damage.
Ooh, okay, nice. So that is magic, which is good for you. Because guess what? Like, most Fae. All right, cool. What are you, like, attacking? I don't think you can get to the pumpkin head with all of your range, but you're just, like, hacking into a vine or...
Yeah, she's kind of just, like, stabbing in at this point, like, kind of preparing to use her knives and daggers to kind of, like, stab in and climb up.
Yeah. Sick. Yeah, so you are slashing away at these, like, thick vines, and you can see, this, like, putrid green like sap is kind of spilling out as you attack. And I'm gonna use a legendary... Oh wait, are you done?
I'm also going to use my bonus action to do the dodge action.
Okay. Really? Okay. Fair. Here we go. Good. Then I am going to use a legendary action. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as like this sap kind of spews out all over you. This is a spell, by the way, he's casting on you. Oh, are you muted again? Or
that's
silent.
Sorry, that's gonna be a 6.
Oh, good. That's not enough. All right, so you are going to be hit with blight. You are going to take 39 points of necrotic damage as the sap spews out over you, and you can feel it like draining away your vitality. And so as your skin starts to wither and like the water is taken out of your body, it seems to be pulled into these vines that you've like ruined on the ground, and they grow fat and luscious once again after consuming your life essence.
Well, so that I don't instantly die, I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge.
All right.
Because that's not how I want to go.
This is not how I wanted to go. Yeah. Good. Luckily, he can only do that once per day, but that was good. Yep, so that was a legendary action that I took. So then I believe that actually goes right to me. Yes, because I rolled highest next. So, I have quite a bit of reach, which is nice. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm going to use my action to do Harvest Dance. So, as this happens, and you see, like, both of you, Tony and Aoife from the outside, would see Lou, like, drop and become basically like a mummy in, like, a second, as all the water is being drained from her body. You see the other, like, viney appendages start to, like, wave in the air, and you see Gordon starts to like climb up out of the ground, almost like he's like unrooting and like kind of coming up to his full height. And as these like vines dance and the people on the outside edge begin to like sing in this ungodly chant, you see all of these pumpkins from the field start to like lift up off from their places, and you hear the snapping as they become like this vortex of like roaring like gourds spinning around him here. So a 15-foot radius swirling vortex of gourds and vegetables extends out from the Pumpkin King. The vortex lasts for 1 minute. Until it ends, the area is difficult terrain for creatures other than the Pumpkin King. And when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn in the area, it must make a DC 16 Dex saving throw or take damage as you are being pelted by gourds. So please, Lou, make a dexterity saving throw for me. As you were blighted and then are now being pummeled by flying gourds.
I got a 23.
Okay, so that is good. And you have the thing where you don't take any damage, right? If you save on a dex? Or is that
No,
next
not
level?
that's evasion.
That's level 7.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you're only going to take half damage as you are like bludgeoned by flying gourds coming towards you. So that's 10, so you're going to take 5 bludgeoning damage as you're pelted with pumpkins.
Not a great round for
Does
me,
that
guys.
count as a melee attack?
That does not, unfortunately, because he didn't have to roll. Anything that like is a save isn't a melee attack. Anytime I would roll though to hit would be a melee attack. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. So luckily though, that did take his turn, but it is going to last for a minute. So that is up. So you see that shit happening from the outside, Tony and Aoife. And Aoife, we now come to you.
Oh boy.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh,
Wait,
so
I'm
Lou.
next, aren't I?
Oh, I thought
What'd you
Aoife. Oh, sorry, Tony. You're totally right. Tony's 11, Aoife's a 10, so Aoife's on deck.
Oh.
Whoopsie.
Got it.
Oh, cool. So if it's difficult terrain, I know Gordon ain't a plant creature, but these other motherfucking pumpkins must be. Can I use my speak with plants to reverse this
They
difficult
are.
terrain?
They're unfortunate. They're not like sentient plants. They're not choosing to do it. They're basically just like. Imagine like Gordon is creating a whirlwind, and like it just happens to be picking up all of these plants. So they couldn't do anything if they wanted to.
Okay.
You know.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Try it out. Okay. Then we're just gonna attack. Let's go straight for its viney mess. Try and bring it back down to the ground.
All right. So as you move into the harvest dance, I will need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Also, not sorry. This is a stat block I designed for Cobalt Press. You can find it in Tome of Beast 2, The Pumpkin King.
18.
18, nice. Okay, so you're only going to take half damage as you're pelted by gourds. So again, I rolled the 10, so you're only going to take 5 bludgeoning damage as you're like, as you're getting towards Gordon, you know, you have to like dodge a pumpkin and then dodge a squash. And have you ever like felt a butternut squash that isn't ripe yet? Because shit, that's hard. Like, and this one just smacks you in the side of the jaw as you,
Certainly haven't.
yeah, it sucks. You've learned it's like being hit with a giant rock. All right, but you can make it. Yeah, you can push through.
Cool. Then let's swing on those vines.
And now you got a magic sword, so you're gonna do full
Yeah.
damage.
16. To hit.
Woo! A 16 will hit. There is a lot of Gordon here, so easy to hit.
And that's gonna be 6 plus 10 slashing.
Nice.
Please.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Let's make an extra attack
Mm,
right about now.
mm.
And that's another 16 to hit, so we're going to do that
Damn.
again.
Okay.
Ooh, and this time we got 16 slashing damage.
Ah, okay. That's all doing a lot of damage, and now this is your first time wielding your magic sword. So it's just like slicing, because you've fought a lot of Fae at this point, and it's always been that like, you're like, I know I struck good, but it just doesn't quite, for the first time, it's like butter as you're moving through the vines, and you feel Clive just like, and like where it goes, you see that little like silver flare as you encounter the vine, so you're
And
slicing.
like when your controller vibrates a little bit on like a
yeah, like a really good
does
hit,
that.
you're like, ooh, yeah, that spin attack. Like as you get in there,
Fuck
yeah. That feels good, dude. That feels real good.
Feels real good. It feels so good, in fact, we're gonna action surge.
Woo!
Oh,
do it again!
yeah.
Do it again!
Do it again. Oh, yeah, that's a 19 to hit now.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And that is 10 slashing damage.
Oh, fighters hurt.
Our final attack, please. Our final extra attack.
Yes.
Okay.
Let us pray to level 5.
No. I will
Is a
not let you go to
15
6.
gonna hit?
This is too much. 17?
15.
15 is exactly what you need to hit. So yes. AC
Nice.
15.
Okay, and that's gonna be 12 slashing damage.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, that's rough. That is rough. Yeah, so you are fucking chopping through these vines. So you see like, and as he's growing too, it almost looks like these vines are holding him up like a large cloak. That's kind of his main body, and you're just like hacking away at the supports that are causing him to stand, and you see this big pumpkin head like leaning precariously as you're like destroying the weight it's standing on. And this like jack-o'-lantern head turns down and like flares out towards you as you see the fires from within glow with this like blue flame, and it hisses down at you. Anything else for your turn?
How far did I move away from my companions when I went through the mess?
I'll say you've moved
Sliced
about
the vines.
a total of like, so I guess 30 feet now towards it. So you used your full movement. So I think you're pretty close to Lou because she was like right there. So I'm gonna say you're about 20 feet away from Aoife because you're Aoife. You weren't caught in the gourd thing, which is a 15 foot. So you're like 20 feet away. So you're right by Lou.
Okay, if I'm close to Lou, I would like to make sure I stay within 5 feet of Lou. But other than that, I guess that's it. I will take my defensive bulwark stance.
So your bonus action to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm going to make a legendary action to just hit you with a vine attack because that sucked and I didn't like it. So here we go. Tony, one of these vines whooping at you. Wow. Yes. 14 plus 9 is a 23. 23 to hit.
5.
23,
sorry.
23 to hit. Yeah.
Yup.
It's a lot.
Okay. So all right.
That'll do.
That'll do. That'll be 15 bludgeoning damage. As you're just being whapped with these gigantic tree-like vines, and you are grappled. So this vine wraps around you here and just now has you, like, captured in one of these vines. So while you're grappled, the only penalty is you have 0 feet of movement speed. There are no other penalties, but you can't move as long as you remain grappled. It would take you an action to try and break the grapple. Okay. So that was my legendary action for Gordon. And then, Aoife, we now come to you.
All right. We are going to... We are first and foremost going to give... Let's see. We'll give Rook a Bardic Inspiration die. And then for our action, we will go ahead and cast Bane on Gordon.
Ah.
So he has to make a charisma saving throw.
I am very good at these. I am a minor Fey Lord. So here we go.
That voice.
Gordon. He also seemed much more sane when you all talk. I mean, well, he's objectively more sane when you heard him talking to you. So something about being trapped in that small form in the house. It's like, forcing a sphinx to be a house cat, right? All right, that's a 19.
All right, so as a reaction, she's going to cast Silvery Barbs, which is triggered by a creature I can see succeeding on a saving throw, ability check, or attack roll. So he has to re-roll it and then take that if it's lower.
Okay. Sorry, it's higher. It's 14
Dang
versus
it.
a 16.
This has never happened once. All right, but she's going to give another creature she can see, which is going to be Tony,
Yes.
advantage on the next attack roll that Tony
Nice.
makes.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
yes. All right, that's Eva's turn.
Silvery Barbs is a first level and Bane is a first level. So could you have even done that? Right? Or is Silvery Barbs a cantrip?
No, they're both first level, but I didn't because you can cast as a reaction, but I guess not in the same turn.
No.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's meant specifically, I think, for melee attacks, which is kind of one of the only limiting factor that I can ever see on Silvery Barbs.
It's ability check, attack roll, or saving throw is whenever that trigger happens, you can cast it. So I guess it's whether you can cast 2 spells in one.
So it'd be like a cantrip.
That's weird.
Yeah. Okay, so
okay, well that doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen. So then you don't waste that spell
So
slot. And sorry, Tony, you don't have advantage. But would you like to do something else with your bonus action or reaction?
No, because she used it to use give her bardic inspiration to run.
Ah, yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else then?
Nope.
All right. Then we have Rook. So go ahead and Rook, and then Lou is on deck.
Sweet, yeah. Rook is going to, as her bonus action, declare Gordon as her favorite foe, which we know was the truth all along.
Yeah, Rook is like, hey, Gordon, we always knew you were a dick, but now you're going to be a dead dick. Yeah. Yep.
And then she's actually going to use her hunter sense on him. So as an action, she chooses one creature, so she's going to choose Gordon and learns immediately whether the creature has damage immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities, and what they are.
Ah, okay. Then she would be like, fuck, this, he's like a fucking Feylord, kids. Shit, she's gonna say, all right, so he is like a Feylord, which is a big deal. Not quite an Archfey, not on that level, but somewhere in between, like a normal Fey and a Fey that has lived a very fucking long time and is very fucking powerful. Resistances, damage, vulnerabilities, fire. Fire bad for big plant. So that's good for you. And then damage resistances, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, from non-magical attacks not made with cold iron. So you're pretty standard Fey stuff, but you would learn fire would be good. So Rook's just like yelling all this.
Nice, and that will be her turn.
Okay. All right, and then then that was Rook. So Lou, we are at you, but actually I think I'm gonna do a legendary before that because y'all are hurting me bad. Y'all are hurting me bad. Okay, yes, I'm going to, yeah. All right. The Gordon's head explodes into fire. Like this huge, like, plummeting, like, aura of purple and, like, orange, like, swirling. And it's, like, spirit fire, you probably realize that the fact that he's, like, vulnerable to fire, so maybe this is some kind of illusion or something, but whatever. It explodes, and so now you have this, like, flaming jack-o'-lantern head. So it's not just from the inside. It looks like the whole thing is a fucking huge ball of fire as this like light pours out, and you can see all of these people standing around kind of like shield their eyes and like fall back as this is happening. And Tony and Lou, because you are very close when this happens, I need you both to make wisdom saving throws as the head starts to cackle and spin around and just like light on fire in this terrifying show.
I got a natural 20.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Got an 18.
18, okay. Good, so you both save. So you are not afraid, so you're not frightened, which is great. While the fire lasts, yes. Yes, okay, that's a secret for me. But yes. So this horrible, like, possessed spin-around head fire thing doesn't really faze you after everything you've seen, but you start to hear people like the muted screaming from like that's the most emotion they can manage while they're under whatever this fucking trance is as they're trying to back away from the hideousness that is happening. But that was a legendary action. So Lou, we now come to you.
Yeah, so her original plan was to climb up, but she ain't going up there now.
Yeah, it's fire. It's fire. So much fire.
Seems like not a fun plan. So she is going to keep hacking at one of these like support vines with her sonic blade. That's another natural fucking 20.
Holy shit. I will say you are going to take fire damage as you stab into this. Like when you stab, sap doesn't come out, blue fire shoots out. As the head is spinning around. Yep, that was the fun surprise. So you're going to take 9 points of fire damage.
Holy crap. Okay, I look like shit. That's 4 points left. All right, but I'm getting my stab in. That's a big stab.
Yeah.
Okay. So 5, 8, 9, 15, 17, 21, and 25 points of thunder damage.
Jesus Lord. All right, what does that look like? Because that's like a big hit.
Yeah, I think that she stabs in, and as like this fire shoots out at her, she just like pushes in her arm where the sonic blade protrudes from further, and just part of that like thick, almost wood-like vine just shatters in front of her.
Yeah, it's like that riveting, just the thunder like carries up, and like more of that fire shoots out in all directions and kind of like turns into smoke. And yeah, Gordon, the head like kind of rocks back and forth, and it's on fire and waving in the middle of the like dark night. Oh god, yeah, that's horrible. Good, great. Anything else? Jesus.
Bonus action, dodge action.
Yeah, okay. All right, fair. I don't know why you would. You feel so safe,
no
probably.
reason.
Yeah.
I'm just like wanted to dance around, you know. I'm not really.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay, so good news. Well, it's Gordon's turn. So good news, his fire head goes out because that only lasted until the start of his turn. Bad news, it's his turn. So how bad can this be? Oh, I'm sorry. Also, the start of your turn, you should have taken gourd damage. Yeah.
Well.
All right, I'm going to give it to you now, so that's good. Go ahead and make that dexterity saving throw, because that might have knocked you out before, but I am a benevolent DM.
I am not shitting you. That is another natural 20.
Holy shit. Well, you're still going to take half.
I mean, sure. It's really more for me because it's still probably going to knock me unconscious.
Why is that 3 natural 20s? What is this?
I don't fucking know, dude. This never happened to me.
The spirit of Halloween has chosen you. All right, so that's 7 damage. That'd be half to 3. So you have 1 point left. Are you... Oh my god, they've chosen you, Katie! You're a pumpkin queen.
They saw my makeup. They knew I did the extra mile.
Oh my god, she's ready. Your throne, lady.
Where's my fucking crown?
Holy
Here's the
shit.
Closest one.
Yeah. Take some inspiration for that, because clearly Halloween has chosen you, and who am I to? So take inspiration, yep.
I will be knocked out before I can use it, but I appreciate you anyway.
Jesus. That's fine. It's this appeasing the spirits, the ghosts, I'm sorry. Wow. God, okay, what do I even... Yeah, all right. We got gourds flying everywhere. It's not doing enough. How about some insects? How we feel about that? How we feel
You
about
know
that?
how I feel about that. But go
your
ahead.
Your favorite. All right. Okay, so the dex checks aren't getting you. I am going to spend my turn to cast my other spell. So from all these gourds that are now like flying in the air, and you know they've been hitting you and hitting them, and like there's bursting vines and stuff. You begin to hear like a zzz, like coming from like inside as like these gourds begin to rot and fester, and like this swarm of insects start to crawl out into the air. So, just dropping the sphere right here, so right in the same area as this gourd storm. We now have an insect plague. So I need Tony and Lou to please make me Constitution saving throws.
Are they
20-foot radius, so actually, Aoife, that would get you two. Because the insects are a little bit bigger than the gourd storm.
Would Rook also have to make one?
Yes.
Okay.
The Halloween spirit giveth and it taketh away, because that is a 4.
Halloween. This is Halloween.
Use your inspiration.
I got a 6.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I do.
know-
I mean, I'm not gonna use my inspiration. I have 1 point.
Okay.
Is
All right.
Halloween.
You said a con saving throw.
Yes, please.
All right.
Six
Aoife
is
got a
absolutely
19,
fail. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, Miss Tony. Yeah.
and Rook got not great. She got a 6.
Yeah. Sorry, Aoife, you got a 19? So
Yeah.
the only one who succeeds. All right, so a creature takes 16 piercing damage on a failed save. So yeah, as basically insects are like plastering to your body and like pecking at you all, and or half as much on a successful save, so you're going to take 8 points of damage still, Aoife, as insects are eating you alive because you're covered in delicious rotten gourds.
Yeah, Lou collapses onto the ground, covered as her body just slowly becomes obscured by all these
By
fucking
bugs that are eating you alive. And you hear Gordon go, "One down," it like rings through the field.
Blech.
Bloop, bloop. Yeah, and that's gonna last for 10 minutes. Ain't that cute?
Ew.
Yeah. On turn or ends its turn there. Okay, cool. So starts its turn for the gourds and ends its turn for the insect plague. Nice. Celeste was a dick when she made the stat block. I dig it. But good news, that was his turn to cast that spell. And he ain't moving. He good. He good here in the middle of all his bullshit. So that is going to bring us to Tony with Aoife on deck. So Tony, you saw Lou go down.
And there ain't nothing I can do to get rid of these bugs.
Unless you got counterspell, or if you hit it really hard, it might fail its concentration check and have to drop it.
All right, let's
So
go with that option.
Yeah, that's based on damage. So basically, every time you deal damage, I have to roll at least half the amount of damage. Otherwise, I drop the spell. So that's why it's always a good idea to smack spellcasters.
Yeah, let's do that. We gonna swipe.
Fighter 101. Smack the spellcaster.
Keep hitting the spell.
Take out the mages first. Deal with everyone else next.
I rolled very well, but Sage gave me advantage. Should I use
No.
it right now?
Yeah, no, you don't
I had
have
to take
advantage.
that back.
Okay. Oh, that's right. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 23 to hit.
Yes, a 23 will hit. You only need the 15. You good.
I mean, yeah, I rolled a 16. I don't know why I bothered. Okay.
Because it feels nice to say I got a 23.
Got a fucking 23. Suck
Fuck
on
you,
that.
pumpkin bitch.
Hell yeah.
Pumpkin bitch.
Pumpkin spice
10
asshole.
damage.
Yeah. 10 damage?
Yeah.
Ooh, guys. Gordon not looking cute. I mean, he didn't look cute before, but like, wow. He's looking
Ooh, well,
significantly.
he's about to look even worse.
Yeah.
Because we taking an extra attack. Ooh. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I rolled a 19 to hit.
I don't
That's
like
hot.
this. I don't like this version of Tony that's like super successful and destroying
Because it
my
arouses
body.
you.
Okay.
I'd prefer you destroyed my body in a different way, but okay. You know.
And that's a
Read all about it on Rook's blog. Don't worry about it.
9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. All right, I'm bringing up the calculator again. Who am I kidding? All right. Ow! You swear that you see the giant head just like kind of shrinking just a little bit, like each time you hit it, and like it's now so many of the vines are gone. It really is like wobbling. It's like, you know, like a baby walking for the first time, right? Where their giant heads are like, like that's kind of the vibe you're getting now. Anything else? Dare to
I think
ask?
that's it.
All right,
think that's
all right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna slap you with that. Oh, shit! I didn't make you do the fucking gourds. I'm bad at this. Okay. I
And
will
the
make.
bugs.
No, well now it's the end of your turn, so I remember the bugs. I forgot the gourds. So here we go. We're gonna do gourds first. So dexterity saving throw.
Oh, me?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
you're about to make
sorry.
a bunch of saving throws for me.
That wasn't enough to smack him out of it?
No.
That's
I made my concentration check. I'm kind of a badass.
22.
22. Okay, so that is a save, so you're only going to take half damage. Okay. So 8 would be the total, so you're going to take 4 bludgeoning damage from the gourds. Now, end of your turn. Beep, beep, beep. I need you to make a constitution saving throw, please.
$19.
19. Okay. 19, that is a save, so you're also taking half damage from this. I don't have enough d10s. Okay. 7.
I don't like the sound of that.
8, so that's 16 halves. So that's only gonna be 8 piercing damage as the bugs swarm all over you.
All right.
How you doing, Tony? I feel like I hit you a few times.
Yeah, she looking hurt.
Okay.
She's looking hurt. She probably should have second winded last time, but we could make it.
You know what? I hit you with my gourds late, so if you want to use your bonus action right now to do your second wind, I would let you do that as a trade. Because I messed up a little, you messed up a little. Let's just like Halloween trade.
Really cool.
That sounds like
Halloween
a
trade?
weird Fey Dale.
Is
While we are here, we're in the Fae. Let's make a
Is
Fae
this
deal.
a favor?
This is a small favor that you owe me, Celeste the Fae. You
I knew
must
it all
send me
along.
cookies on the next fortnight.
All right, cool. I gained 8 hit points.
Cool. I'm gonna hit you with a vine,
Nice.
and see if I can take that away from you. Fae deal. So I'm using a legendary action, to make a vine attack. This is a melee attack, but it's against you. So I realize it's not as cool. 27 to hit.
Yes, motherfucker.
Now I will cast Silvery Barbs and
There you go.
on this successful attack.
All
to
right.
Make him reroll.
There you go. Okay, so it was a 14 on the original or a 14 on the sorry. It's the exact same thing.
Wait, 14?
Yeah, on the dice. Well, I mean, plus all my shit. So 23.
Oh, well, it's fun. Yeah.
Well,
But you can give advantage to somebody because it works that way.
indeed. I will give let's see. I will give Rick advantage on her next one.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can try something.
Okay. Sick. So I am still gonna hit you. You're still grappled. Wrapped up in vines. All right, 8, 10 total damage as it smack you with the bludgeon. So it basically just squeezes you because it already has you really tight. So you feel like, you know, something crack on your rib cage, and your organs start to hurt as this vine is just curling ever tighter around you.
10, you said?
Uh-huh.
10?
10. Yes.
Are you conscious?
Are you sleepy?
I am awake.
Are you doing the bad sleepy? No.
I'm like,
Ugh.
Yeah, as you're running out of air. It'd be so nice to sleep. It'd be so much easier to go to sleep. Damn. Well, that was my legendary action. So there we go. Aoife, we are at you with Rook on deck.
So knowing that it's not going to do us any good to kill Gordon and while we're in the mortal realm, because he'll just pop back to fairy realm, and then we'll have to find him,
and
and
then
that sounds miserable.
Yeah, and it'll actually probably be stronger in the wilds than it is here.
True.
So that's a thought.
So Aoife wants to try and call out to the chicken hut to have it come to us so that Rook on her turn can try and grapple Gordon and shove him inside the house.
I like this, and it's really weird. So what kind of check do you want to make to like get the house here? Like what, because you've never reached out to the house long distance. You have no idea if you have like a telepathic connection to the house or not. That's never how it's worked, but like maybe, I don't know. So what would be that, like, how are you summoning the house to you?
I think it would be persuasion, because knowing that Gordon is connected to the house and that Gordon has always been the translator for the house, having offered up the Pumpkin King an offering earlier of, hey, she wants to call upon that goodwill and call out to the house, like telepathically, be like, I've always liked you. I just want us to be a big happy family, and Gordon can't be outside, and I'm not blaming you.
Listen, the dog got out.
That's right.
It's not the house's fault that the sliding glass door broke. Like, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Make me that persuasion check. Let's see.
Oh, boy.
Let's see what happens.
Hey. All right. That is a 22.
Okay. Yeah. So you reach out. You reach out to the house, and it's. You feel, as you do, you're like, God, I don't even know. I don't even know if this is gonna work, and it's in the middle of everything, right? So you don't really know, but like you feel something. You feel like almost like if you say something like in a room, or it's not, but not in a creepy way, like somebody's listening, like somebody is in the room with you. You get that sense.
Mm-hmm.
When you reach out. And again, you don't get any kind of like affirmation. It's sort of similar to like with Tony. It was silence. Like without Gordon there to translate, you don't know. But you swear you feel someone there listening. And I'll say that's like a free action. You reaching out, you're sending out like that prayer, wishing on a prayer feeling. So you can still take an action and do your normal shit.
She will run up to Lou, and she is going to give Lou a level 3.
You're running into the gourds. Gourds!
Yes,
Gourds! Make a dexterity saving throw.
That is a 17.
All right, that is enough to get half damage. Oh boy.
Gourds!
Guards! So that'll be 8 bludgeoning damage as you're bludgeoned by guards! Running into...
Because they're the guards, and he's calling for the guards.
The guards! Guards! Seize them!
Alright, so we're running into the bay, bludgeoned by various squashes.
You get punched by a winter squash, and then an acorn squash flies at you, but you're fine. You're running to your friend.
The old 1-2 squash. Yeah. We're going to give Lou a level 3 cure wounds.
Cute.
And she reaches out to the house and she says, please just let us be friends.
Please.
And that'll be 17 hit points.
Asshole.
Right, come get your kid from school. 17 points of healing for Lou.
Woo.
And then we'll use a bonus action to give Tony a bardic inspiration.
All right, I'm gonna refill my wine real quick, but I'll be right back because we're almost there. We're almost there. Hang on.
We got this.
Refresh me. Have any of us used the health potions that I made?
I used it in the finale.
I have not yet.
Okay, yeah, I haven't either.
I don't have any left.
And Rook has one, right?
Yeah. I think you have 2, and then everyone else except for me has 1 left. I think, right?
Oh, I have two? I made 4. I thought I had given one to each
Oh,
of us.
okay. Then yes, that's probably right. That
Okay.
sounds like what we would do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Rook has used it.
The healing potion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Rook has either. Because she stays in the back, so she good. All right. So that was Aoife's turn. So Rook, yeah, what is Rook gonna do? And Lou is on deck. Just in case.
Rook is going to
Sorry,
fire
wait, Aoife,
some...
insects. Make a
Oh, yes,
Constitution
the
saving
insects.
throw. I'm remembering.
You were so focused on those gourds, you know. It
I know. I have
happens
to
to
like
any-
whiplash from being excited about gourds to being excited about insects. Like my attention is just
Ugh.
all over the
Good
place.
God, that is an 8. That is a big heckin' fail.
All right, cool. Big heckin' damage. All right, 10 plus 10, so 20. Is it 4d10? Sure is. Okay, so 27.
Oh,
I'm unconscious.
So you run over and like heal Lou, and like with that like insects just fly into your nose and eyes, and you're like, whoa, and another gourd hits you in the head and you drop.
What was the total damage?
27.
Okay, all right. No, so I'm not outright dead. But yeah, we're unconscious.
Good. This is a hard fight.
nervous
I like
laughter.
it. Fighting a Fey Lord at full strength. Cute. Cute. So that will bring us now then to Rook. What is Rook gonna do?
Rook is going to take a couple of shots first and foremost at dear Lord Gordon. Window. So she's going to load in her first crossbow, loading in a cold iron bolt because she wants to make it hurt.
Yeah.
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 Advantage on this one because of the barbs. Ooh, so that is hella. That's like 27 to hit.
Yeah.
And then that is going to be 7, 13 damage.
Ow.
And then she's going to take her second attack, which is a 17. Nice. So she'll get a nice second bolt for an additional 7 damage.
Yeah. Gordon is like, the head has definitely shrunk down. For those of you who are conscious, you can see it like getting smaller and smaller, and like the barest, like the newest vines, you know, are kind of now holding him up, so he looks almost more like a balloon, like kind of waving in the air than he does like this big massive thing. Still not down. But no, the house has not arrived yet. The house cannot travel in 6 seconds that quickly. Even a magic fairy house.
It's fast. Not that fast.
It's fast, not that fast.
And that'll be...
Oh, God. That'll be it for...
That's Rook.
Okay. All right, so Lou, you're conscious, but gourds are flying at you. Make a dexterity saving throw. You're good at these. I think you're muted.
It's all the bugs in my mouth.
Yeah.
That's 19 total.
Okay, all right. Only half damage. Okay, that's like 6 damage.
Okay. Everything still hurts right now.
Everything hurts and I'm dying. Yeah, so Lou, but you're here. You're at the base of this like swirling, nasty gourd vortex of bugs, and like Gordon's like weird flame head is floating in the air above you.
Just imagine waking up, spitting out bugs, and immediately getting bashed in the face with a pumpkin.
Yeah, honestly,
What?
sometimes it'd just be better to not. Like, thank you. I'll die here.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll just lay down and die here. That's fine.
Yeah, so she's gonna, I guess, try to hack at those vines that are at the bottom and try to like hold on to like the string, as it were, to this
the balloon that is Gordon.
so she can try to like drag it away from everybody. Like, So I'm gonna go ahead and do my attacking. Okay, that is 15.
Okay, yep,
Is
that's
that- I
exactly
forget
the
what the AC
number.
was.
15.
Oh,
Scraping by.
okay. God.
Scraping by, kid.
9, 10, 11, 14 thunder damage.
All right. What does it look like when you take out Gordon?
No, I don't want to kill him.
So when this happens, he's gonna like reduce to tiny size. So what is like the dramatic like end finishing move that doesn't kill him, but like fucking ends this
Okay.
this whole thing? Don't worry,
Yeah.
it would take a lot more to kill him. Fey Lords.
Okay. I mean, that worries me a little bit, but anyway. Yeah, so she's just gonna go ahead and slice through that last like vine, and she just like grabs onto like the last vine with both hands and just like slams him down WWE style into the ground.
Yeah, you see him. It's almost like a Roman candle. Like when you strike that blow, and like that's the last like little inches, right? And he like his head like starts to like pop off in like this thing of smoke, and you're like, no, as you grab the last thing and kind of like drag it down. And as it like slams against the ground, you see the head shrinks very rapidly, becoming that size of just that normal pumpkin that you've known so well in your house. And you like start reeling it in, and you hear like a da, 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 no, da, no, like laughing coming from this small pumpkin that you're like weaving towards you. And in this moment, there's kind of like a popping sound, and all the gourds like fall, and they just start to like hit the ground, so that like thunderous sound, and all the bugs just like disperse, and people start going, where are we? What's going on? What's happening? As they're looking around, like suddenly back to themselves. And then the ground starts to thump, thump, thump with these huge gargantuan like sounds, and you all see like in a leap, like the chicken hut just like soars over these people, the crowds, and like lands like this powerful like shaking of the earth, and all these people fall around it, but they're like, what is that? Because they can't fucking see it. And you see, you know, the big like glowing windows of the hut as it like looks down at you all from above, and like the door flies open.
Lou just like throws it through the door and is like, you're grounded, you piece of shit.
Asshole. Yeah, you give it one of these like like spins around, and you fling the pumpkin in, and the minute that happens, the doors like slam shut on the other side, and you see the two like curtains in the front facing windows kind of like pull down and then pull up rapidly, almost like the house is blinking at you.
I love it.
Love this house. Does the door and window look fixed?
It does. It is no longer broken. The house seemed to be able to take your commands and do that. And with that, yeah, the house will like crouch down on the ground, kind of waiting, and all the people around you, like, you know, they get up from the shaking of the earth that they don't understand, and people start kind of like pouring forward, like, oh my God, thank you. Like, just like these sounds of like gratitude, like coming over, and like fear, and like looking at the bodies, and like this mess is just happening here. But you have done it. You have saved this town from the Pumpkin King. And Gordon is back in your house. For now.
Ooh, Gordon. You're gonna get some shit now.
That's where we're going to end our very special Halloween episode. Unless you have a snipe to say to Gordon, by all means. What was that, Katie?
My only thing was to say that we're going to scrape Aoife off the ground.
Yeah, pick
Yes.
Aoife off.
Bring her back.
Give her a heel. Explain what happened.
Thank you.
Yes.
Shit. But you did it.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween. Now you know what will happen when Gordon gets outside. He will do all of the reaping that he has apparently sown across the mortal realm. And I will say that, let's see, Briar Briar Glen is like one of maybe 20 villages that were on that map. Just as a thought.
That's fun.
Yikes.
Just as a little thought.
Yikes.
The fuck was the objective here?
He offered them a good deal. Hey, you dead? You starving? I can fix that. With the bonus, of course, I'm going to come back later and take my share. Of course. Fades, happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. How do you all feel knowing that you live with a murderous house pet? Good?
Not good. I'd rather we didn't have to keep him prisoner. But we'll figure that out later.
That's a whole other thing. He's safer inside than he is on the streets.
He's an indoor
Didn't feel
pumpkin.
bad that he was stuck before. Feel even worse about it now.
Yeah. But, you know, it probably means that grandmother Filthrot was pretty cool for, like, put him in the house and keeping him in mini crazy version so he can't.
I would
Keeping the mortals safe.
love to hear the exact story of
how that happened. Oh,
yeah. Well, that and the full story about Rook procuring the house.
Oh, yeah.
Because
That's a tale for another time. Oh, Rook.
oh,
We know
boy.
so little about you and too much at the same time. Yes. Well, thank you everybody
True.
so much for joining us for this very special bonus episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you have a nice, happy Halloween if you do indeed partake in the ghoulish festivities. Not much news in terms of again. Hey, if you haven't gotten your copy of the Venture Maidens campaign guide yet, what are you doing? The PDF is available, so make sure you go and check Backer Kit to get your download of the final version of the PDF. The print files have also gone off to the printer, so we are still on track, as per the latest Kickstarter update, to be getting those like printed versions of the book actually shipped out to you in February. It's gonna be so soon. It's gonna be so beautiful and wonderful. Also, if you are planning on going to PAX Unplugged, you should. You totally should. Because we're going to be there. We're going to be there. Myself and Katie, 100% going to be there. I believe Sage is going to be there as well. And depending on if we do a live show, I think Nassim is going to be there too. So at least some of us are going to be there. So definitely, let us know if you're planning on going to PAX Unplugged, which is early December this year, 2022. Let us know, especially hop into our Discord server and say that, and then when we can like organize a cool meetup or something. So let us know. We'd love to see you. Any other news? This is like a late October.
None for me.
No. I think that's it. All right, everybody, have a safe and spooky Halloween. I have been your dungeon master, Celeste Connolidge.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I play Louvery Sap, your drow pumpkin smasher.
I'm Nassim, and I've been your half-orc fighter, Fitonia Silvertail.
And I am Sage, and I have been your blown away bard, Aoife Flannery.
Dearly departed. And then revived bard. Yes. Yes, thank you all so much for joining us. And as a final thank you before we go, we want to just say a huge thank you to our Patreon donors. Patreon is a wonderful website where folks can donate monthly to support the creators they love. Patreon is our #1 and pretty much only source of income. So all those folks who choose to donate, even just $1 a month, it makes a huge difference for us and, you know, keeps us creating great content. Makes this all possible. So thank you to those of you who donate. We like to take some time every show to say a very, very special thank you to those who donate at our highest donor tiers for the $25 and up level. So huge thank you to Curry.
You're
muted.
Fuck, I'm so bad
You have
about
a ghost
that
in the
today.
microphone.
Thank you, Muffin, at the one on Drury Lane on Twitter.
Thank you, Nissa McKinnon.
Thank you, Debbie.
And for our fairest drinking mates tier, thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you, Markali.
Thank you, Fable.
Oh, what's up? Thank you, Tony.
Thanks so much, Ben. You wonderful, wonderful human.
And thank you to the sheepiest of gnomes.
Oh, sheepish gnome. Thank you. Thank you all so much. That's it. That's all we got for you. We'll be back next time in 2 weeks with a very interesting start to our summer arc. But until then, everybody, venture away! Venture away, everybody! Bye-bye.